Loneliness. I was thinking a lot about making this model, and I was thinking to myself, what can I do that's productive? What can I do with agentic AI that will have some sort of use? And I just thought to myself, wait a minute, what do we do with AI all the time? We converse. So I did some homework, and I looked up in Statistics Canada, and I found out some shocking stats. In 2021, 40% of Canadians that were surveyed, that were answered this question, were in part of this poll, said that they actually experienced loneliness some or all of the time. To me, that's quite shocking. And so now I present to you MindMate, your emotional support companion. So MindMate is an AI companion designed to offer immediate emotional support and practical coping strategies. Not only is it a model that basically will offer you external resources, it offers you guidance, not advice. Now, I have to make that clear because advice could lead to legal gray zones because advice implies certainty and responsibility. So, what does MindMate have? It has a 3-step coping plan. It gives you a calming technique, a small achievable action, and a personal affirmation or intent. MindMate is really designed for people that are in crisis and need someone to talk to. Sometimes there's not always someone that they can reach out to, and having someone that is not actually a human person can kind of break that barrier of anxiety of reaching out and telling someone about how you truly feel. MindMate's potential is really untapped. There are many extensions that you could add to it, such as therapy booking, which I have simulated already, and I'll show you in a second. And with the current advancement in wearable technology, such as Garmin or Apple Watch, MindMate could even have access to, levels of cortisol or whatever other data you could get from infrared scanning of the blood, and could offer advice specifically tailored to your biology. MindMate also has a mood summary capability that essentially is able to allow you to reflect on your changing mood. Here, I've already had this chat open, and I've simulated this mood summary here. As you can see, I've simulated an initial state of stress and uncertainty, and it will show you your progress. It also is able to give you external resources, and upon request of a therapy booking, it will lead you to this dummy Google form. However, I tried, but I don't think Athena supports it, but I was trying to make some sort of automated backend API where I could, sorry, did I stop presenting? No, yeah, no. Where you could have some sort of interface that will, based on your data, scrape the web for therapists in your location, and filter everything by your preference, which is a huge leap for someone who might be emotionally in distress to make. So this is MindMate AI.
I love this tool. This is excellent. It's so we need. You mentioned that the tool somehow connect with services, with therapy offices and everywhere else. What have you thought about providing mental health services options, other options that can be available in the system?
Yeah, of course. The thing is, though, is that there are so many services available that it's actually quite hard to choose. That's why making those types of extensions would require real fine-tuning of knowing your person or the person that's interacting with the model. But I did talk about, wearable extension or therapy booking. It does offer things, services such as mindfulness apps. Then you could go and maybe make a partnership with various other companies that offer services for controlling your breathing, meditation. Yeah.
Okay, excellent. And then I do have a follow-up question. Who is your public, who are you selling here? Who will be using the tool?
That's the beauty of MindMate. I don't know anyone that doesn't ever want to talk about their feelings. So literally every single person on earth.
Okay, that's great. One thought of that, focusing on high school, colleges, university students, and even the older people as well in communities, that is something that I think it can be very, very beneficial and helpful.
Yeah, exactly. Actually, this was inspired by a Guardian article that I can put in chat, where a woman was convinced to not commit suicide in Florida. Her name was Krista, 32-year-old from Florida. I'll put this in chat. So,
by the
yeah.
way, the link is also in the judging agent. If you want, you guys want to just it's in the chat, but also in the judging agent. You can ask when you ask for more information about this agent in the agent judging the judging agent. I think the judgment, you will have pull out this article. I will put it this information. All right, so I have a lot of questions here. Go ahead, Sandeep.
Hey, congratulations! Very, very innovative, and I can see this also fulfilling the social purpose. So I have two questions for you. One is, in fact, relating to what Silvana said. Is the agent able to understand what kind of guidance is relevant based on the demographic profile of the person? For example, their age, their occupation, and so on. And the second question is also related, which is, what kind of information or knowledge base have you used to train it?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Wow. Big questions. First question. Sorry, I've actually forgotten it. Was it? Is it
based on the
tailored
demographic
to the
profile?
demographic information?
Yes,
demographic profile. No. In short, the thing is that part of it is reliant on the fact that Athena Chat could make could ascertain from the information given of the person the various information and figure out context by itself. That's a bit of a lazy part on my end. The second question, which was how have I trained it? I haven't trained it. I've prompted it. I haven't made a model. This is Athena, where I've specified in the prompt that it is not someone that gives advice. It is a model that sole purpose is to guide and to offer services that can help you ground yourself, remain calm, learn how to breathe, and give you access to the resources that you may require if you ever find yourself in a situation of emotional crisis. But I didn't actually train a model for this. Like, this is not my own LLM.
Okay, no, that's clear. I was, I think, referring more to like how you created the prompt. But again, great idea. If you're offline, if you're looking to connect with people who can provide the counseling services, so there's some startups for doing that.
Yeah,
that might be something that you want to look at.
It's a big project.
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead, Matt.
Not necessarily a question, just like an observation. Within Canada, there's like a lot of like nationwide and even provincial like services for like mental health reach out, like suicide protection, things like that. So a lot of like potential like partnerships with government entities and that for this, not just as like commercial, but it could be something like the government might be interested in as like part of their services. And this package is like, instead of like a front line for text, instead of having like an actually call someone. So just an opportunity there you might think of.
The beauty is that it's very accessible. It's something that you can tap on your phone quickly, that you could get in a few taps. The thing is with those governmental services, they're often tucked away behind documentation and very hard to access. And then if you're accessing it through a school or some sort of provincial hub, often there's an alert that goes out that says, hey, there's someone that wants to commit suicide or something. That's something you might not necessarily want. So yeah, just as a quick response. But yes.
All right, go ahead, Angela.
Yeah, piggybacking on that question a little bit. If you do identify someone who is truly in crisis, for example, suicidal, is there anything that your system does on the back end to flag an actual person who can maybe help out? Or
usually, like most prompts, when I've tried it, when I say I don't want to be here anymore, I want to end my life, it will immediately bring you to the therapy booking like section where I've said if it has escalated to a level where the person does not want to be alive anymore, immediately give them the option to like put preferences into talking with someone. And that in itself is kind of saying, hey, you shouldn't be talking to an AI right now. You really should be talking to someone about this. Other than that, it's not a physical person, so you can't really stop someone from doing anything. But yes, I have thought of that case.
But Francesco, as the owner of the agent, you see the conversation history too, right? That's another advantage. So
Yeah.
if you are, in case if you are a therapist, you are going to check the conversation history.
Yeah.
So there's that part.